We usually start the day with a lift at 2, and then we've got film at 2:45, and then we go to the floor after film. So it's a long day for us, big week. Obviously, another road game, another bus trip, another time when you're getting in late at night after a trip. So excited about the challenge. From what I understand, they all had a great day off yesterday and got up here, got treatment, and I think for the first time all year, my trainer saw everybody. So that's a good sign. So, and not that they all needed treatment, they just were all coming in getting stuff that's good for them and is needed, but not that we have anything major going on. So, but looking forward to seeing them today. And excited about the week. Got a big challenge on Wednesday night down in Houston. Just looking at their roster and their team and how hard they play. They play awfully hard, really active defensively, forcing 20 turnovers a game. They do a heck of a job. So we're gonna have to really take care of the ball. Something that's been a bit of an issue for us. We only had 9 turnovers on Saturday up in Fort Worth, which was great. And I'd love to see that about every night. But it's been a challenge with this group to get them to really focus on taking care of the basketball. But Houston's going to challenge you every possession, every catch, every defensive possession, every out of bounds play. So we'll have to be ready for that, and hopefully we'll be in attack mode, and we'll really try to be aggressive with our attack. But a lot of respect for that program and coach and the job he's doing. And again, we'll have to go down there. Hopefully we'll have a lot of Longhorn fans like we did up in Fort Worth. It was really special. Really appreciate the fans that came out and supported our kids on Saturday afternoon on what was a real dreary day up there. And but it was pretty exciting inside, and our fans had a lot to do with that. So again, it's another week in this league. It's obviously a nightmare of a league, and we just take them one at a time. The next one's on the road Wednesday night.
Thanks, Coach. Kirk, go ahead.
Vic, you guys are up to number 5 in the AP Top 25 poll. I guess that suggests you're this close to being Final Four caliber. Is that correct?
I don't know what that suggests, Kirk. It is. I'm just proud of these kids, man. They continue to answer the bell, and I'm just really proud of them. We've had quite the gauntlet, and it's a real testament to them. I give them and my staff all the credit, man. They're doing it. That's what we always say. They're doing it, and so certainly appreciate the respect and the admiration from the folks across the country. But my message today will be what it is always. You got to go live it, man. You got to go live it. And you're going to live in that neighborhood. You go live in the top 5 neighborhood. There's a way that you go about life, not basketball, life. You're making winning plays and winning decisions from the moment you wake up in the morning, making your bed, brushing your teeth, being on time to class, having your homework done, having your books with you, making sure you eat breakfast, getting in here early for treatment, getting here early to get shots up. It's just a way of life, y'all. And I've lived in that neighborhood a long time, and there's just a way that you got to carry yourself. If you're gonna keep paying rent in that neighborhood, there's a way you got to live. And rent's due every day in my mind. And so I'm excited to see our group today, but that's my message to them is, if this is who we are, then we've got to live it. We've got to act it and be that every single day. Make winning plays, make winning decisions every day in every facet of our life.
Danny?
Vic, I would imagine aside from some of your coaches, your probably longest relationship on this team is with DeYona. I'm kind of wondering if you could reflect a little bit on y'all's relationship since she kind of gets to have a homecoming this weekend and get to go play in front of her, her people down in that area.
Well, Deanna's always going to be special to me because she came with us, when we came here 4 years ago. We had signed her at Mississippi State, and she made the decision to come with us. Kid's been through a lot, both in her high school career and in college, and I feel like we've really been there for her as well. With everything that she's gone through with her leg, and then this year, the ankle out of nowhere. She's been through a lot, and probably my proudest moment, Danny, is when she walks across that stage this spring and graduates with a degree from the University of Texas. She's made big strides in growth, off the floor, maybe more than she's made on the floor. And, I'm really proud of that. I'm proud for her, proud for her family. She is a wonderful mother and father, very supportive. And so, again, as I've always said, if I can ever get the kid healthy, I think she's a pretty good player. It was really big for us the second half of a TCU on Saturday. And I think she's getting back to being pretty healthy. Cheyenne's done a great job. They found some things in that training room that's helping her ankle recover. And if I can just keep her healthy, the longer we go and the more rust we knock off with her, the more she can add to our team. So, but she's special, Danny. She'll always be special to me. And because again, I appreciate her coming with us here. And again, I think we've certainly lived up to our end of the deal as well with trying to help her get healthy and become the player that she is.
Jeff?
My question is also about DeYona. You mentioned the connection that you guys have. I'm wondering if you have a story from her recruitment that you can share. Was there a moment when you saw her and you were like, that's my kind of athlete? Or was there something that was particularly memorable about her recruitment years ago?
Well, just the fact that she was the number one player in the 2020 class as a freshman in high school. Okay. So that's what they're predicting 4 years down the line, right? So she's a freshman. She's the number one freshman in the country in that 2020 class as a 2016 freshman. And I can remember watching her and following her in AAU. I've got an extended history in her hometown of Pearland. When I lived in the Houston area, my sister still lives in Pearland. And so, I know exactly, that part of Texas and where she lives and people down there. Early in my coaching career, they turned me down for a job at Pearland High School. And so, I remember all that about her going back to when she was a freshman. And then obviously throughout her high school career, she just had so many different injuries, leg related, and missing time, not playing at all in the summer, missing time, but still following her. And then as we went along in recruiting, Jeff, finding out that she had family in Jackson, that was good for me because I was at Mississippi State, and Jackson's the state capital. It's 2 hours from me, and so I thought, hey, we've got a chance to recruit this kid a little bit, and so we recruited her hard. Matthew Mitchell at Kentucky wanted her. There was a couple other folks, and we just stayed after it and had her in for a visit, and obviously signed her, and then. Obviously, once we came here, really felt like, hey, maybe this is a chance to get a Texas kid to come with us to Texas. And again, a kid that I've just always believed in. I've just always believed that if we could get her healthy, that she'd have a chance to be really, really good. And last year, I think, proved me right. And I'm hoping that she'll prove me right again down the stretch this year. She played really good Saturday, y'all. Made some big shots for us against that zone. But again, can't wait till she graduates and be there and know I'll have the biggest smile on my face because, it's not easy. Texas is not easy. And a degree from here means so much. And I know how hard she's had to work to earn that. And I know her family will be so proud as well.
Terry?
Yeah, Coach, I want to stay with the player highlights. So you talked about paying rent to be able to play at this elite level. Taylor Jones, she's going to be very important, and she is very important, but even more important to get down to the home stretch. Oklahoma probably is your biggest competitor coming in, then the Big 12. Does she have enough in her savings to take to continue this on? And because she's really important to this success of this team, as well as all the other players, but Taylor's, the boards are big time important.
Well, for sure. And, just again, as I said in our staff meeting this morning, if we can, our margin for error is really small and we've got to stay healthy. And went down the list this morning with our trainer and our staff meeting. And right now, today, I think we're getting healthy. And if we can get healthy and then develop some chemistry and continuity down the stretch, you get a Gisella Maul off the bench the other day, and she plays such a big role in our second half. But just Taylor, obviously you want to keep her healthy, but then we got to get a little more from her. Saturday she started off pretty good and then kind of struggled a little bit. Both her and DeYona struggled getting out on the perimeter and guarding their 5-player who, at the end of the day, we didn't really struggle guarding her. The kid went 3 for 11. So going in, that's kind of who we felt like we could match up with our 5. But, just from a standpoint of what she does, altering shots, blocking shots, finishing around the rim, Taylor obviously is really big for us. And we got to continue to get her healthier and keep her healthy. And then she still got some rust from when she sat out. She was playing so well before she got, hurt right before Christmas. And, she has some moments where she's getting back and she'll continue to get better and get back. And her and DeYona both they're kind of that 2-headed monster right down there, right now down there. And they're doing a good job. I thought Dee came in and played well down there when I had to take Taylor out. And so they really present some problems down there with their size and length, but really proud of Taylor. And again, looking forward to, again, keeping her healthy and getting a little bit more each and every day, each and every game from her.
Coach, this is a follow-on. We've never asked her this, but does she have aspirations to play in the WNBA?
I think she has aspirations to play. I think, again, it'll come down to, her health and just the ability to stay healthy. This league, this level, that level is really a physical league, really a physical level. And so she made such big strides this summer. As I've shared with y'all, she told me it's the first summer she's never had to rehab anything. And when we were able to keep her in the gym and work with her every day, man, she just really, really got better and was really playing at a high level, first part of the season. So she's, to me, she's got a chance, but the health issue is the biggest hurdle right now for her, just staying healthy. And then I think when you're healthy, then you can kind of start doing some other things that maybe your injuries have kept you from doing, whether that's in the weight room and not being limited. That way you can develop some strength that you desperately need. Again, the comfortability in and around the basket for a big kid, all those things become easier to handle and attain when you're not restricted, when you're not restricted in the weight room because you got this injury or that injury. Because again, you can be mentally tough if you're not physically tough. It just doesn't work that way. You got to have physical toughness.
Let's go
Thank
to
you.
Noah.
Coach talked about a couple players that have fought back from injuries, but you mentioned Gisella as well. I mean, for that local product coming in, obviously her injuries has been more long term. Can you just touch on kind of her journey to get where she is now and kind of showing some serious flashes so far this season?
Well, it's certainly been a challenge for her. And again, no different than a lot of people that go through that injury. Some it just takes longer than others, but I think for Gisella, the big thing for her on Saturday, she just played harder than everybody else. Her own teammates, the other team, she stood out because of her energy. And I told y'all this last week. That was a comment that Charles Barkley made. And he gave Dan Marley all the credit for making him play as hard as he did. She just stood out and she played hard. And again, I've had a lot of teams, y'all, that weren't as talented as the teams we were playing against, but they beat them every time because they played harder. That is the separator. That's what allows you to be great. That's what allows you to separate yourself from everybody, is that level of intensity and how hard you play the game. And y'all been around me to know that I have a hard time dealing with people that don't do that. So it was so fun to watch G play. She was having fun playing. She was effective and she was playing hard. As I told them in a timeout, when they came over, I said, let me tell y'all something. Everybody in this arena right now, they're not talking about Texas. They're not talking about TCU. They're talking about that kid that's on the floor after loose balls and getting offensive rebounds and out hustling everybody. They're talking about Gisella Maul. And I meant that. And I was talking about her at that moment. And I just have a real appreciation and admiration for kids like that. And to me, those are kids that allow you to be great.
Go to Danny.
Vic, with what you've seen so far in film, what worries you about this Houston team? What do you think they may be able to do on Wednesday?
Yeah, they're obviously they're going to press you. They're going to pressure you. They're going to contest every pass. They're going to be in passing lanes. The Blair kid is really good. Layla's really good player, and she presents problems matchup wise. They've got size, speed, and quickness, athleticism. Coach does a really good job with them. And, but I think their athleticism, their quickness, and their speed, their style of play, they can try to speed you up a little bit if you're not careful. So we're going to have to take care of the ball. And again, realize what they're trying to do and how they're trying to do it. They're forcing over 20 turnovers a game in conference. And again, we can't afford to be throwing the ball to the other team. We shoot it too good to not get a shot off every possession. And again, I thought that's what was good about TCU, in that we only turned it over 9 times. We come out in the second half, and what did we shoot? 10 for 12 in the third quarter. I mean, it was 10 for 12, 2 for 3 from 3, and you scored 26 points. That's more than we scored the whole first half, Danny. So the proof's in the pudding, as I always say, right? The numbers don't lie. And, we've just got to be better there. I got to coach better, teach better. I probably didn't have them in the right stuff the first half, but we made a little adjustment at halftime. Kids came out the second half and really executed at a high level.
As a quick follow-up to that, how do you think Madison has done, someone who's not a traditional point guard, handling pressure, especially at this level?
Unbelievable, incredible. Couldn't be more proud or pleased with a kid. You know, she's just she's really, I mean, let's face it, Danny, we wouldn't be where we are without her ability to do what she's done for us. It's that simple. And we don't have anybody else on our team going, oh, you know, let me do it. It's just, it takes a special mentality to want that ball in your hands and to have the responsibility that comes with that position. And for a freshman to do what she's done, I'm telling you, that kid's not a freshman All-American. She's an All-American, period. I don't care what class you want to put her in, classification wise. The kid's played to an All-American level. And with the responsibility that she has and had to do it in such a short period of time, that's what I've said all along, y'all. She got 3 days to get ready for Baylor. 3. That's it. She had 3 days to get ready for the Big 12 conference. And she's just been spectacular. So there's just not enough superlatives for me to use for her and what she's been able to do for our team.
Go to Kirk.
Yeah, real quickly, Vic, I was wondering how close is Gisella getting back to her quickness and explosiveness since her injury? And also, are you still better at Pearland for not giving you the job?
Hey, you want to know what that AD told me?
Let us know what.
He said, "You're too young and you drive too nice of a car for me to hire you, Coach Schaefer." That's what he told me. You probably get fired for that today when you can't do that. You can't not hire somebody because they're young and drive a nice car. I mean, I had
a Lamborghini. What'd you have?
I had a Corvette. I made a lot of money coaching the swimming pool and managing the swim team at Golf Crest Country Club. And I took all my money and put it into my car that I owned. And that guy was, I think his name, he was the AD and the football coach. Mike Day, maybe was his name. I can't remember. That might have been it. Anyway, long time ago. But yeah, that was one of the first jobs I tried to get. So what was the other part of the question?
Well, how close is Gisella to getting back?
Yeah. You know, I mean, there's some days are better than others, you know, and I just don't, I don't know. You know, I mean, I think she makes strides every week. I think that's fair. You know, how much more quickness, how much more speed. I think there's still a ways to go there. But again, the playing hard piece, staying in the picture, you know, not standing over there on the side and wanting to be in practice every day in some capacity. That's what allowed her to catch up a little bit. You know, the thing about it with all these kids and all these guards, but all these kids in general is we're going to continue to recruit well. And so, you know, there's work to be done with all of our players, and spending time on your craft and extra time in the gym only gives you another, you know, a better opportunity to play and make an impact in our program. And that's what G's done. And so I'm really proud of her, and I'm happy for her, man. I saw her mother in the stands, and I know her mom had to be just so proud, as we all were. And, you know, it's hard being a freshman at this level, playing at this level on a team that has this many veterans at guard in a Shaylee and a Shay. You know, it's hard. And so she stayed the course, and I'm proud of her for it.
Thanks, Vic.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Hey, quick note. I stayed up late last night to watch all the news channels. I was real disappointed in a couple of you, just so you know. Nothing mentioned about women's basketball. And then a couple of you did. I always praise you when you're good. I'm not praising you, but I wouldn't have stayed up till 11:30 and 12 to watch the news if you weren't going to talk about us. But that's okay.
Yeah, I have,
Sometimes we need hard coaching. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
hey, Coach, I do have one for you.
Hey, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. And we'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day. Praise the Lord and hook 'em.
DeYona, how excited are you to get to kind of go back home on Wednesday? And how many family and friends do you expect to be at the gym on Wednesday night?
Oh, I'm very excited to play in my hometown, and I'm trying to get as many tickets as I possibly can for my family and friends. So I'm asking everybody, whoever can give me some tickets, then it's greatly appreciated. But I am very excited to play at home and see like my friends, family, and all that.
Have a lot of people have been hitting you up for tickets, asking to get to the game?
Yes, I already have about 20 people already. So hopefully I can get a little bit more tickets than what I have right now, but I think I'll be able to.
Thanks, Danny. Kirk, go ahead.
So since it is your homecoming, DeYona, are you looking to just kind of go off and have like a 30-10 kind of game?
Yes, I have to go off in front of my friends and family, show them what I could really do. I mean, I've been going through some little obstacles that's kind of been, hindering me to do what I can potentially do, and so I can feel it.
Do you feel anywhere close to 100% yet, DeYona?
I could tell you probably about 85, maybe 87%, if you want to be precise about it, but it is getting really very much better. I'm doing extra work, even with our like strength and conditioning and with our trainer. I'm trying to make sure it's strong enough to, jump the ball, block shots, all that. So yeah.
Jeff?
DeYona, you just mentioned some of the obstacles that you've overcome over the past few years. Going back to high school, and I don't want to reopen old wounds, but going back to high school, can you just rattle off what types of injuries have caused you to miss games?
Um, Mainly the main injury that's cost me was my shin. Um, I think it kind of happened when I was in 8th grade and I was saving a ball during club basketball. I was saving a ball out of bounds and I ran into the bleachers and I hit my shin on the bleachers. And ever since then, it's just been kind of, nagging from there. But the doctors kept telling me it was just shin splints, like all the time, shin splints, shin splints. And then when I got to Texas, that's when I kind of figured out that there was like a little stress reaction forming, and then it turned into a stress fracture, and it basically hurt almost every day I walked, ran, did a cut, anything. And that's kind of like my main injury that was nagging me. And I had like little tweaks, but the little tweaks didn't like stop me from playing, my ankle tweaks. But this is actually my first time hurting my left ankle really bad compared to my right ankle. I've like tweaked my right ankle multiple times, but it's never kind of just stopped me from playing.
And is there a big lesson or a big takeaway that you've kind of learned over the years, whether it's with that nagging shin or with other injuries? How have the injuries changed you for the better, if they have?
They definitely changed me for the better in changing my mindset on how like to become, a better pro at like taking care of my body and, you know, um, changing my diet, changing the way that I sleep at night. That all ties into like recovery, like sleeping well, eating right, make sure I'm hydrated. Like that all ties into becoming a pro and being able to stay healthy. And so I think I'm at that point where it's like, okay, I kind of know that I need to stay on top of things as far as like eating right, sleeping better, make sure I'm doing rehab, anything to get me stronger and back on the court.
Noah?
Hey, DeYona, you're talking about your journey back from injury. I want to ask about one of your teammates, Gisella. Coach was praising her so much about what she's been able to do a couple times this year, particularly over the weekend against TCU. What have you seen from her as far as the work she's put in and finally able to kind of show some flashes here as of late?
Oh yeah, Giselle's been doing really pretty good in practice. She's been getting better and better each day. Um, she has been practicing with the our guys team, and I see her like evolve each practice, and she just wants to be included and also wants to become better every day. And so I feel like her being on the practice boys and going against us kind of makes her get the feel of how it actually is in a real life game situation. And so I feel like she's doing way better from when she started from the summer into now. And so when you have those opportunities to get better and get better each day, you'll get an opportunity in the game. And so I feel like he was able to be more comfortable in allowing her to play in that game as long as she did, because she's been putting in extra work every time with Maddie. She's been coming in early with Maddie as well, just trying to evolve her game. And so I feel like she's been doing really good so far. And she and I have like a lot more, developing as far as like our games and stuff. So I think she's doing pretty good right now.
Danny?
DeYona, can you kind of take us through this second ankle injury, and kind of how, I guess, painful it was and what you had to do to get back? Vic has kind of described it. I think he said it about a week ago that it had been something that kept some football players out for weeks if they had suffered the same thing. So can you kind of take us through these last few weeks with that injury?
Yeah, yeah, like the first one was kind of, it was kind of really kind of severe, like, but it wasn't like any fractures or anything. It's mostly ligaments. And so the second one, it kind of just, it it kind of irritated me more because I heard it again and I thought it was a little bit better than usual. But thinking back from the first injury, I feel like I could have did way more like rehabbing and also um getting in more treatment. And so this second one kind of like opened my eyes and just kind of reevaluate how I was doing my rehabbing and treatment and being able to get it stronger, way better. I feel like this time it's gotten way stronger because the first time when I tried to recover from it, it felt like I wasn't having any type of mobility in my ankle. And so now I feel like I'm getting my mobility back because I'm doing extra with like Zach and Cheyenne, our trainer. Uh yeah, I've been doing extra with them, and so that's kind of getting my mobility back to where I can, jump higher, run faster. There's still some cuts that I can't really do, like plant on that foot pretty pretty good, but I feel like it is getting way better than the first time.
Let's do one more, Kirk.
Yeah, Deanna, you've had so many injuries, leg, shin, ankles. Are you going to be a trainer or a physical therapist someday, or you just want
Nah,
nothing to do with injuries after this?
nah, I don't think I want to do that, but it would be nice to, treat other people, but I kind of want to go on like psychology for student athletes. So that's kind of where I'm trying to get there. I want to be a coach, but I also want to help other students get through like things that I've went through, like as far as like having injuries and getting through like mental lapses that you might have during these injuries. And so I feel like That's kind of where I'm leaning into, but physical therapy is not bad.
And would you be more like Vic Schaefer or less like Vic Schaefer as a coach?
I'm gonna be more like Vic Schaefer, way better than Vic Schaefer, and you can tell him that myself.
And we'll pass it on.
Thanks, Deanna.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
There she is. Go ahead, Kirk.
How close are you, Gisella, to being 100% in full go and have your old quickness and explosiveness back?
It's kind of hard to put like a percentage on it. I most definitely don't feel 100% yet, but I feel like lately I've been putting in a lot of extra work, just strengthening wise and also working on speed and agility. And I also, plan to hit it pretty hard in the off season as far as just trying to get back to the way that my body felt before my injury. But I think that I'm at a good place. I feel like I have improved so much already over the past couple of months, and I just feel like there's still so much room for improvement. So yeah, I mean, definitely lots of work still to be done.
And how emotionally grueling has this been fighting back from your injury?
Definitely, like extremely. I never really had like a serious injury before, honestly. I was super fortunate enough to be pretty healthy throughout my career. And so then I have one of the worst injuries you could possibly have. So it definitely has been a challenge, but I definitely feel like I am strong enough to overcome it. And I feel like I'm at a good place right now with it. And, like I said, still lots of work to improve, but I'm really proud of, just how much I feel like I've already overcome it.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kirk. G, can you tilt your camera a little bit so we can see a little bit more of you in the picture? There you go. Noah, go ahead.
Hey, Gisella, Coach Schaefer was talking about how much he was praising you Saturday, how much it meant to him to see the effort you put in. What has it been like to have some of these flashes in some of these good games with everything you've gone through? Just how much has it meant to you to be able to contribute?
Yeah, it means everything to me. Like I said in the media, I just want to win and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. And it's not always, scoring a bunch of points. Like I only scored 2 points that game, but it was more about just making the hustle plays. Coach Schaefer has really emphasized making winning plays to us lately. And, in the game, I was able to get extra possessions, getting on the offensive boards. So, it feels great. And, I just want to keep getting better and doing whatever it takes to help my team win.
Danny?
Both Vic and Deanna have mentioned you want more reps in practice, so you jump in and run with the scout team. I'm kind of wondering, what was that process like for you? Was that hard for you to say, okay, I need to go run with these guys instead of my teammates? How was just that whole experience trying to get better and get reps that way?
Yeah. It kind of just started with, in practice, I would find myself standing around a lot, and that's never something that I want to do. So, I was just talking to a few of our assistants about it, and they're like, well, why don't you go and join the guys team, just get reps with them. And because, I'm always looking for ways to get better. I'm always trying to improve my game. And, I want to be on the court as much as possible. So, there's times where I'll be with the guys the entire practice. I won't ask for any breaks at all because, I just want to get as many reps as possible. So, like I said, just doing whatever it takes to help my team win and to also help get them better, because not only does it get me better, but also I go pretty hard against them whenever I can. So also make them better too.
Jeff?
Hey, G. Vic told us a story from the TCU game recently about I guess there was a timeout maybe in the second half, and he told everybody in the huddle that the fans aren't talking about Texas or TCU right now. They're talking about you. What did he say, and how did that feel?
Well, he was just really emphasizing, how hard he thought that I played. And he just he was really proud of, the effort that he felt like I gave. And, he was telling people that he was like, yeah, those fans are going to talk about how hard Gisella Maul played out there, and they're going to tell their kids that they want them to play as hard as she played in that game. And, that's really special to hear because, I always want to be, I always want fans and, younger players to be able to look up to me.
And as a quick follow-up, is there something that goes through your mind, whether it's on game day or in practice, to encourage you to keep that effort at a high level? Like everybody gets tired, everybody wants to kind of ease off of the gas, but you don't. Why is that?
Yeah, I'm always like talking to myself before every game. I'm just telling myself like, stay ready, do whatever it takes to win, and, just go hard, honestly. There's only so much I can control. And one of the things that I can control is my effort and, how hard I play. And, that's always just what I'm telling myself before every game, just make the most of every opportunity that I get.
Danny?
Vic has talked a lot about, I guess, how he wants you and Jock and Jordana to kind of step up in practice and earn more playing time. I'm kind of wondering, coming off the game you just had, coming off the games Jock has had the last couple of weeks, do you feel that y'all are ready to contribute to this team, especially as we get to further into February and into March?
Yeah. And that's also one of the main reasons that, I wanted to start practicing with the guys more is because, I've seen that you've all have seen that we have been dealing with injuries this season. And, I know the only way that I'm going to get better is to start getting more reps. And so, that's why I was going with the guys because I just wanted to get better. And like I said, I'm always willing to do whatever it takes to help my team win. And, so if they need me to step up, I'm always going to be here to step up and help us win.
We'll go one more from Kirk.
Yeah, when you're practicing with the guys, how physical does it get? And I don't know, do you engage in any trash talking with them?
Um, Yeah, honestly, it can get pretty physical. I know me and Maddie go at it a lot. We're always complaining about one is hitting the other, or, we are just always going back and forth. But, whenever I'm with the guys, I always just really want to try and make them better as well as myself. And so, I do go pretty hard with them. And I don't know about a lot of trash talking, but it can get very competitive, I will say.